In the early years of Islam, Prophet Muhammad, PBU80, faced intense persecution from the Quraysh tribe in Makkah. His message of monotheism and social justice threatened the established order, leading to economic boycotts, social ostracism, and physical abuse of the Muslims. Despite these challenges, the Prophet remained steadfast in his mission, exemplifying patience, resilience, and unwavering faith in Allah. As the persecution escalated, the Prophet sought a safe haven for himself and his followers. In 622 CE, the people of Yathrib, later known as Medina, extended an invitation to the Prophet PBU, offering him refuge and support. This invitation marked the beginning of the Hijrah, the migration from Makkah to Medina, which would become a pivotal event in Islamic history. The Quraysh, alarmed by the Prophet's plans, conspired to assassinate him to prevent his departure and the spread of Islam. On the night of the planned assassination, the Prophet instructed his cousin Ali ibn Abi Talib to sleep in his bed, wrapped in his cloak, to mislead the Quraysh. Meanwhile, the Prophet's plebe and his close companion Abu Bakr Siddiq quietly left Makkah, taking a route southward to avoid detection. Their destination was the Cave of Thawr, located on Mount Thawr, approximately 5 miles south of Mecca. Upon reaching the cave, Abu Bakr RA entered first to ensure it was safe. He found several holes and sealed them with pieces of cloth to prevent any harmful creatures from entering. Satisfied with the cave's safety, he invited the Prophet to Bibuar to enter. The Prophet entered the cave and rested his head in Abu Bakr RA. During their time in the cave, the Prophet PBUH and Abu Bakr RA faced numerous challenges. The Quraysh launched an intense search for the Prophet PBUH, sending trackers to follow his trail. The search parties came close to discovering the cave, but Allah's protection ensured their safety. One of the miracles that occurred during their stay in the cave was the appearance of a spider. The spider spun a web across the entrance of the cave, and a pair of pigeons built a nest and laid eggs nearby. When the Quraysh searchers arrived at the cave and saw the undisturbed web and nest, they concluded that no one could have entered the cave recently, and they abandoned their search. Another significant event during their time in the cave involved Abu Bakr RA being stung by a poisonous insect. Despite the excruciating pain, he remained still, not wanting to disturb the Prophet PBUA. His tears fell onto the Prophet's face, waking him. Upon learning of Abu Bakr's RA condition, the Prophet applied his saliva to the wound, and the pain subsided immediately. The Prophet PBUH and Abu Bakr RA remained in the cave for 3 days and nights. During this time, they were aided by a few loyal companions. Abdullah ibn Abu Bakr RA, Abu Bakr's son, would visit them at night, bringing news from Makkah. Asma bint Abu Bakr RA, known as that an-Nitakin, would secretly bring them food, tying it in a piece of her waistband. Amir ibn Fuhayra RA, Abu Bakr's servant, would graze sheep nearby to cover their tracks and provide milk. After the search efforts of the Quraysh had cooled down, the Prophet PBUH and Abu Bakr RA left the cave under the cover of darkness. They were guided by Abdullah ibn Uraykit, a non-Muslim guide known for his honesty and knowledge of the desert. Despite not being Muslim, he was trusted by the Prophet PBUH to lead them safely through a less traveled route to Medina. Along the way, the Prophet PBUH and Abu Bakr RA faced many challenges, including thirst, heat, and the threat of capture. At one point, a man named Suraka ibn Malik pursued them, hoping to claim